Alright, my battery died, so it's not fully charged yet, but I'm still going to go ahead and start. Alright, I don't know where I left off, so let's just start over. Air masses. There are 4 types of air masses. Maritime polar, maritime tropical, continental polar, and continental tropical. Alright, so maritime means ocean. Maritime means that the air has moisture in it, the air is wet. Continental air masses means that it formed over land, the air started over land, and that the air is dry. Polar means that the air started in a cold place away from the equator, so it's cold. And tropical means that the air mass formed, the air mass was created, the air mass was born near the equator, meaning that the air is warm. So let's look at these air masses. So here is our map. Go ahead and write North Pole at the top, equator, draw the equator and South Pole right here. Pause the tape, give you a second. Alright, now we're going to label where our air masses go. I put it off screen right here, but we're going to put it here. So, and this is the Gulf of Mexico. This is water, right? So it's going to be wet. It's going to have moisture, so this is maritime. The Gulf is also close to the equator, so it's going to be warm. So we're going to get our maritime tropical. Alright, so we're going to move our maritime tropical right here. So then if this is maritime tropical, there's water on this side. So this side, let me put that back. So this is maritime tropical. Alright, so this side is also water. It's also close to the equator, so this will be maritime tropical. Alright? So how about right here in the United States where Texas is, Mexico, what kind of weather is that? What kind of air mass will be born here? It's land, so it's going to be dry, and it's by the equator, so it's going to be warm, so we're going to be continental tropical. Let's move these a little bit to the side. You can write a little bit smaller. Alright, so continental forms over the land. Alright, now let's go to the waters off the coast of Alaska. We know it's going to be cold, and it's water, so it's maritime polar. And then the opposite side, the water is off of Greenland and Iceland. Okay? It's going to be cold up here next to Canada. And then in Canada, on the land, it's going to be continental polar. Okay? Should have made these a little bit smaller. I didn't. It's okay. Alright, so down here it's going to be similar. So tropical, maritime tropical. Gotta move the whole map. I move the whole map. Okay. So maritime tropical, right there. Maritime tropical, right here. Continental will be right here with the Amazon, Brazil. Continental tropical. And then our maritime polar way down here. Maritime polar way down here. And then our continental polar is going to be the southern tip of South America. Alright, go ahead and fill this in. You can write it a little bit smaller, but do not abbreviate. Please write the full words. You can type it in small or write it in small. Okay? Alright, so here's a picture of our fronts. Here is the warm front. Alright, this is like smiles is okay. I like to say that it looks like little rising suns. Okay, so it's warm. Remember, it might not be in color, so you need to know little half circles or rising suns are warm front. And cold front look like teeth, like scary teeth. Or I like to say it looks like icicles. Icicles are cold, the cold front is cold. They point in the direction they're going, so the little half circles are going this way. Alright, the triangles obviously are pointing and going this way. Flip it that way, it'll be going in a different direction. So it goes the direction, whatever direction they're pointing. Alright, please watch the video. I put the links in your notes. I'm not going to show the video in the video because we're running out of time right now with my battery. So go ahead and answer this. So number one is showing this one. What type of front is it? Of course, it's just from what you just saw. So fill in the three answers. What type of front is this? What type of front is this one? Then go tell me what type of weather occurs in a low pressure cold front. So go look back at what cold, low pressure, what type of weather low pressure brought, and tell me what type of weather is going to be happening right here with low pressure. That should be red. Alright? And tell me what type of weather is happening with high pressure. This is number 2 area. Grade number 1, number 2 area. High pressure, tell me what type of weather. Do it in your notes, tell me what type of weather should be happening. And then for number 3, tell me what type of weather is happening right here with a low pressure system warm front. Alright. Watch both of the videos that are in your notes, and you might have questions based off of the video. On the quiz tomorrow, there's going to be a quiz tomorrow, so don't forget to watch the videos and study your notes. Watch my video again. Alright, and the last thing, there's a video that goes with this one too, so make sure you watch both videos that go with this one. So this is water moving around the earth. Alright, so the water in the North Pole sinks down to the bottom of the ocean. Sinks down to the bottom of the ocean and travels to the equator. Then that water gets warmed up and the warm water rises towards the surface. So if it was 3D, it'd be this way. Warm water rises to the surface, travels bringing warm water back to the top, and that warm water is going to sink back down to the bottom of the ocean and travel like a big conveyor belt or a big cycle. Alright? It's convection. Warm water rises to the surface, cold water sinks. The waters around the equator are warmer, the water around the poles are colder. So how does this affect the climate of cities? Well, obviously, for example, if you look at France, okay, France and Spain and Portugal right here, all right, they're more in northern latitude. If you look, they're pretty much same as New York in Canada, which are very colder places, okay? But they experience warmer weather because of the currents that pass by them, okay? So right here, the southern part of Africa, cold waters are coming this way, changing the climate of the region, the weather they receive there. So it cools down, potentially cools down hot places, warms up cold places, or makes hotter places even hotter. But the temperature of the oceans affect the weather on the land. And these currents that are traveling from the poles to the equator and from the equator back to the poles affect the temperatures and the climate of the weather of the countries and cities that they pass by. Make sure you watch both videos. There will be questions from the notes and questions from the videos on the quiz tomorrow.